So our hotel just dropped us off at the Snow Monkey Park. And so we're gonna hike up this mountain and see the monkeys, and we are very, very excited. The weather is perfect, it is not too hot, it's just amazing. And they have this monitor where you can see the monkeys, and it looks like there are monkeys out and about and around. So the monkeys are not always out, so it's super great that we got here on a day that they are out, and we're just very, very, very excited. This was an amazing day. It started out with the monkey park, and then after that, we took a long walk back to Shibu Onsen town, where we visited all 9 healing onsens. We actually might have hot tubbed too hard. Some of them were very warm, and Robert was feeling a little ill by the end of it. But we went to all 9, and then we finished the night with our second Kaiseki dinner and a walk around the town in the evening. Whoa, there are just monkeys everywhere. Oh my gosh.
Big boy.
He is. We have passed so many monkeys like nursing and grooming themselves and eating leaves. It's just amazing to see. Whoa, there are a lot of monkeys at the onsen. There are so many, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are definitely among the monkeys. I had no idea how many monkeys there would be. I've heard that sometimes people come to this park and there aren't a whole lot of monkeys out, but there are just monkeys everywhere, running around us, running up and down everything. There are monkeys in the onsen. There are monkeys just everywhere. It's so cool to see, just unbelievable. And then these mountains are beautiful. The waterfalls are beautiful. This whole place is just amazing. And very shortly, we will be in many onsens and having this experience the monkeys are having right now. So it's amazing. Whoa, 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 whoa.
They're much less fluffy when they're wet.
Oh, the little guy's moving. Oh, he jumped. The babies are like my favorite thing. Oh my gosh! Baby, oh my gosh! This one's just chilling by the sign.
Hanging on the sign.
Oh my gosh! Oh!
Still photo of that.
I love seeing the baby monkeys and all the moms with their baby monkeys. I love seeing the monkeys climbing all over everything, the monkeys just interacting with each other. Sometimes they get into little arguments and chase each other. I've never really been around monkeys ever, and this is just amazing. Every time I turn around, there's something new I want to see, and there's a lot of like baby monkeys climbing on their moms and drinking from their mom's milk, and it's just so amazing. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe we're here. I had no idea there'd be this many monkeys at all. There are monkeys just all around me. There's monkeys in front of me, monkeys behind me, monkeys by the water. As I'm filming this, there are just monkeys like climbing on the sign right in front of me. I'm just looking at them walking around. Are you amazed by this, Robert?
Yeah, it's a lot more than I expected, honestly. I thought it would be just kind of like a few monkeys they were like feeding to keep in the onsen, but they're just like hanging out there because they want to.
No, neither of us expected this many monkeys. We both thought there'd be like 1 or 2. There is an uncountable number of monkeys here.
I also figured this was more of a winter thing and that they would only really get in the onsen in the winter because of how hot it is.
No, they're out and about. Me that well because there are just waterfalls rushing down to my side, but we've gotten back to the entrance, so we are going to wash our hands very thoroughly and head back to the hotel to start our onsen journey and maybe get an early lunch. This was amazing. Like, I'm so glad we went. Let's walk down and you can really see just everything behind me. Like there's all this water. I think that's like an inn or something up there behind us. It is just so scenic, and I know like so much of it is not going to come across in video because just like look at it. Oh my gosh.
Dog monkey.
We are walking down the mountain now. It is so beautiful on this mountain. There's just super tall trees all around us, and Robert is steering me away from the edge because it is a very sharp drop on the edge, and
you hold the camera very precariously.
I have faith in myself. So we're just walking down this mountain. I love that it's not too hot and the trees block the sun, which is great. I'm a little sunburned from yesterday, to be honest. We're gonna go and catch a bus back to the hotel or walk back to the hotel. It depends on when the bus is gonna come. That just kind of depends. It's about 11:30 now. So if we get lunch when we get back to Shibu Onsen town, honestly, it'd be about lunchtime. So that kind of works out. We just found another gift shop and they had these snow monkey coin purses with a mom holding a baby. And Robert has so many coins because we have to pay in cash at a lot of places. And this entire trip, his coins have been falling out of his pocket constantly. Like every vending machine, every time he opens up his pocket, coins have been falling out. So now we finally have a coin purse. This whole trip, Robert has been saying he needs a coin purse, and he finally has one. So now we have a souvenir from the Snow Monkey Park. That's very useful. We've gotten down the mountain partially, like out of the snow monkey section. It's still very scenic here. We looked at the bus schedule, and according to the bus schedule, there's not another bus coming that would take us back to the hotel for another 40 minutes. And the walk back to the hotel is honestly only a mile. So we'll be back to the hotel before the bus even gets here. So we're just gonna walk. It's still pretty shady, which is nice. And Robert said there might be a brewery on the way back to the hotel, so we may stop there. So this is one of the onsens we'll be visiting today. This is number 9 of the 9 onsens. We are back into town. We have passed 2 of the onsens that we'll be visiting later this afternoon so far. We're starting to pass restaurants and gift shops. This town looks totally different in the light of day as opposed to last night when we were walking through it. And it's also a lot bigger than I realized. It's just beautiful everywhere. I know it's something a broken record, but it is. We're trying to figure out where to eat lunch. Robert is very hungry and I'm realizing that my blood sugar is kind of low. Breakfast was very yummy and definitely gastroparesis friendly, but it was also very low calorie. It's mostly soups, little bits of vegetable, and like a little bit of tofu and yogurt and stuff. So we definitely need to find some food. It is now almost 12 o'clock, so it's not even gonna be an early lunch at this point. It's gonna be like just a regular lunch. There's just like little hot water springs all over the town. It is amazing. So this looks like it might be a place we could eat. A little unsure at this point. Do you know if it's open? I mean, I think I definitely need something liquid. So anywhere where I get something liquid will be good because dinner is gonna be solid food. So I should definitely need something liquid so I don't feel sick before dinner. When we were at breakfast, the people at the hotel said that they'd kind of noticed the things that we ate versus didn't eat at dinner. For example, we didn't eat that salted fish on a stick. And so they said they were gonna change up our dinner menu so that it was things they thought we would like more. So I definitely wanna make sure that I don't eat too much the rest of the afternoon so that I can try to enjoy dinner to the extent that I can with my stomach the way that it is. So I think wherever Robert eats for lunch will be good, like wherever he wants, but I might just try to get something desserty or liquid for lunch just so that I can keep my stomach from being sick before dinner. So we have just come across onsen number 1. So this is gonna be the first one that we visit later on today. These are just all over the town. I'm so glad we're here. We're also looking for an umbrella because we left our umbrellas at our original hotel, and we kind of need umbrellas because it's supposed to rain this afternoon, and we have not yet found an umbrella, and that is definitely concerning. This is a gelato place. This might be what I get for lunch, not gonna lie. And this is onsen number 2. We've been walking into some of these dessert shops to try and find an umbrella, and we still have not found an umbrella. I think they just sell desserts at all these places.
They just do not have root beer in this country.
And here is another onsen. Which one? This is onsen number 3. So they appear to go in order. Onsen number 3. We finally found the place Robert wants to eat, and it is a French restaurant. It turns out that it's closed, so we really don't know what we're gonna do in terms of food. We should have probably eaten at one of the restaurants closer to the monkey park, because those places seemed like they were open, and a lot of the places here are not open. So what's this place?
Ramen Tokumi.
So you want to eat at this ramen bar? All right, let's do it. So it was very tasty and affordable, Robert says.
The local IPA from the Jigokudani Brewery is actually pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a good IPA.
There's so many breweries and liquor stores around here. There wasn't anything there that I thought I would tolerate well, so I'm just gonna have dessert for lunch and save room for another elaborate dinner tonight and probably getting some drinks afterwards. So we're gonna walk back to the gelato place and I'm gonna have gelato for lunch. Robert and his coin purse are gonna get a Coke. There's a bottle opener at the... That is so nifty.
The one downside to Japan is you have to chug beverages because the recycling is only at the machines.
So Robert is chugging his Coke, and then we're gonna get me my gelato.
It's like original Coke with like real sugar, not the high fructose corn syrup America. You need to try this, babe.
We went to the gelato place, and I have a white peach and apricot gelato sitting by this hot spring. Robert, what did you get?
I got cider. Whether or not it's alcoholic is hard to tell.
Does it taste like it has alcohol?
If it does, it's very mild.
So Robert got a cider, I got my gelato, and we're just gonna sit and enjoy this.
It's really good cider. It's really good cider. You should taste it.
I'll taste it. This is the best gelato that I've ever had, and the cider was so good that I had Robert get me one too. So this is lunch.
I guess he has nothing to compensate for.
We just got back to the hotel, and I am already in a lot of pain from the gelato, and I haven't even finished the apple drink, but I kind of need to because I haven't really been good at hydrating today. I think the solid food from breakfast is just still in my stomach, and so it's causing me pain, which makes me really glad that I only had gelato for lunch because we're going to be having solid food for dinner. And I'm also really glad that we have our dinner at the latest time they offered today. Last night we had it at 6, tonight we're having it at 7, so that should give me a lot of time to digest breakfast, like a whole 12 hours from 8 to 7, so hopefully I won't be in pain come dinner time. But they did clean our room and they left us a new candy. So yesterday we had the seaweed candy and today we have these. It kind of looks like dried fruit, so we have new candy and they folded our yukatas, so I'll show that. And then we need to get ready to go to the onsens. So the onsens outside are open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. so we'll get ready for that in a couple minutes.
Okay guys, so we got back from lunch at the ramen place after going to the Jigokudani Snow Monkey Park, and now we're back in our yukata.
We are in our yukata and we are headed to the 9 onsens in this town, and we have a map of the onsens, and they're all supposed to have different healing properties for different problems in the body. The first one is for stomach and intestinal ailments, which I really need given all my issues. Skin conditions is the second one. The third one is for cuts and acne. Fourth one is for gout. The fifth one is for neuralgia.
It sounds like dysautonomia, honestly.
Perhaps it is. The sixth one is for eye disease. The seventh one is for injuries in general. The eighth one is for women's health issues, and the ninth one is for rheumatism and neuralgia again. So we have our Kaisekis on.
Those are yukata.
I don't know what's wrong with me where I can't remember the word yukata, but I've been saying it wrong like the entire trip. So we have our yukata on, and we have to bring these towels. My towel is a little bit wet because I just took a shower. You do have to shower before you get in the onsen, and there are places to shower in each onsen. So we're gonna obviously be showering before we get into each onsen and do it properly. But I don't know if they're gonna have soap there, and I just really wanted to shower with soap and just get myself as clean as I wanted to be. So I showered with soap. Anyway, time to head down and bathe in the hot springs 9 times and hopefully heal all of my conditions.
So we're starting our tour of Shibu Onsen strong on Hatsuyu Onsen, the first one. Should be good for Linnea because it's for stomach and intestinal ailments. You excited?
I'm very excited. Alrighty, so we have done 3 of the 9 onsens, so we are 1/3 of the way through, and we came back to our hotel to use the bathroom because for some reason the hot water made me feel like I need to use the bathroom, and so did Robert. So we went back to the hotel, and we also got something cool to drink because the hot water made us really thirsty. Let's give our review of the first onsen. As far as initial thoughts, all 3 of the first 3 had different types of flooring and different ways the tub was lined. So the first one was all wooden, and that was true for both of our baths of the first one. It was all wooden, and
it was manageably hot for me, but I cranked up the cold water to get it even cooler, but then some old dude came in and just let it go full open, so it got too hot again.
Robert's experience is very different from mine. So I got into the first one, it was way too hot, and I didn't know what to really do. So they have buckets that you're supposed to use to wash yourself, and they have stools that you're supposed to sit on to wash yourself before you get into the onsen. I was kind of unsure of what to do because there was hot, scalding water all where I would have stood and sat to do my initial wash with the stool and everything. I was actually standing on the stool, which is very small. So I was standing on the stool so I wouldn't burn my feet. And I had the hose with the cold water, but the other 2 had faucets. They were all a little different.
I think the hose is better because you can really get it at the bottom of the tub where the water is hottest and it's the hardest to cool down. You can stick the hose directly to the bottom because when you pour it onto the top, it just kind of gets washed out with all the water on the surface.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that. So I'm standing in the first one, literally just standing on this little stool so my feet don't burn, holding the hose over the bath. And then on top of that, I didn't realize that you're supposed to turn off the hot spring water. So the hot springs water is on full blast. I'm standing on this little stool. I'm holding the hose. I look insane. A local came in. She was totally prepared. And I'm standing on the stool, holding the hose, looking like a crazy person. And she just started doing her routine. And I just started copying everything she was doing. And she knew exactly what she was doing. So the first thing that she did was she took a stool out. Then she wanted to sanitize the stool, which made sense. I really appreciated this. So she took a bucket and poured hot water from the spring onto the stool so that it would sanitize it. So then I started doing the same thing. So I sanitized my stool that I'd been standing on. Then she grabbed the hose and thrusted it to the bottom of the tub, which I did not do. I was holding the hose over it. So she thrusted the hose down there. There was a wooden block you put in to get the hot spring water to turn off. So she put the wooden block in and stopped the hot spring water. So then she was just cooling it down. Then maybe to make me feel better, or maybe because she really felt that way, she was it's too hot. She said, it's too hot. And you could tell that she didn't really speak English, and I don't really speak any Japanese, but she kind of implied that it was too hot, or she knew the word for hot or whatever. And then she sort of then she sat on the stool, so I sat on the stool, and she used the bucket to bail hot water out of it. So she was bailing out hot water. I started bailing out hot water. Then she kind of combined the cold water with the hot water and started pouring it on her body and using her cloth to wash herself. So I did the same thing. I poured hot water on myself, used the cloth to wash myself, and we just kind of did the same thing. And then when the tub was cool enough, we both got in together and we were it's a good temperature. And it was a really good moment. And I felt very grateful that she was there to walk me through how to do it because I was lost and I looked like a crazy person. But I successfully got into tub 1. Tub 2 was tile. It was not wooden. So it was tile all over where the tub was lined and on the floor. Tub 2, whoever had been in it last for me, they had left the hot water or the hot spring water faucet off. So when I got to number 2, it was not very hot. I mean, it was hot, but it wasn't scalding. So I put in some cold water for maybe a couple minutes and then I got in and it was almost too cold. But I loved tub 2 and I just hung out in there like a hot tub for quite a while. Robert had a different experience with tub 2.
It was just scalding. I'm pretty sure my feet burnt.
So with tub 3, that was my experience. Building 3 was a lot bigger. It had a way bigger section before you got to the tub, but the actual tub itself wasn't bigger. The entire room where the tub was for me on my side was all beautiful stone. It was just all beautiful stone tiles, but they were really big stones and it was just very, very pretty. So I enjoyed that. I thought that was very pretty. Yours was that way or was it not?
The man's side was 1990s Burger King subway tiles.
Oh no, mine was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was limestone or granite tile. It was lovely. The only problem I had with tub 3 was that the stopper they had for tub 3 was round. And so you were supposed to put the round stopper in where the water was coming out and it was too small. So I was not able to stop the hot water in order to cool it down with the faucet. So I turned the faucet on and I was never able to cool the tub enough to get into it. The cold water was barely coming out and I couldn't turn the hot water on. So between those two things, I was just kind of can't get into this tub. I tried to, but it was scalding. You fully got into tub 3, didn't you?
Yeah, I got up to here.
So you got half submerged?
Yeah, I got up to here. It was tough. It was a challenge.
All right, so that is our review. Alrighty, so I'm sitting in a chair in our hotel room. I have on a fresh yukata, the yukata that I had on before we went to the 9 onsen, like my original yukata. It got very wet. It was pouring rain for the first half of going to all 9 onsen. It was honestly kind of nice to do it in the rain though, because the onsen were so hot that it was kind of nice to have the backdrop of the rain and something a little cooling. We've been hydrating, so we both drank a whole bottle of water. So we were at the onsen for 4 hours. It took us 4 hours to do all 9. And then we came back to the hotel room and we were both like wiped. One of the biggest learning curves was how to deal with adjusting the water temperature, because the water is coming in from the hot spring and it's extremely hot. It can get up to like 180 degrees Fahrenheit. It can get super, super hot. And so you have to add cold water from the taps in the room in order to make it the right temperature for you. And so it was just a learning experience to figure that out. So every single onsen had different temperatures. Part of that was from the hot spring and part of that was also from who used it before you. Because if we got there and there were people already using it or someone had just used it and the water was already cooled to an extent. Whereas I think the ones that were less used, the water stayed hotter. It was just really, really good experience. It was really relaxing, almost too relaxing. Doing all 9 was very ambitious. Robert is pretty overheated. He's just laying in bed right now because he's so overheated. So in a few minutes, they're going to call us probably and tell us our dinner is ready. We're going to probably put a clip of that in here, but the full vlog of the dinner is going to be in a separate video, our like meals at this hotel video. After that, we're going to walk around town. The town is very, very sleepy midday. A lot of the stores close, the restaurants close. That's why it was so hard to find a place to get lunch. The restaurants open for a very brief window at lunch and then close again. Last night, it seemed like there was a very prominent nightlife scene, but that might have been because of the summer festival. So I'm curious if it'll be as busy at night as it was last night or if it will be more sleepy tonight. This has been a very relaxing day, a very welcome change from Tokyo, just to have a day, just almost no travel, just enjoying this town, enjoying the onsens for hours. And now we're gonna have this really slow paced dinner, so it should all be good. Dinner is already very different from last night. We have a very different spread in front of us. Like last night we had a million things. This time we just had this one box, some plum wine, and some soy sauce. So I had just taken a bite of my asparagus, which is covered in a peanut sauce, and they brought us sashimi. That honestly looks a lot prettier than the sashimi from last night. So I think we're gonna go for it.
Yeah, they brought tuna, maybe some kind of mackerel or whitefish, and squid.
It looks really good.
We also learned how crucial salt, soy, and wasabi are for sushi.
We're just gonna eat this now. So I'm salting and wasabiing my tuna. I just had the first piece of tuna with salt and wasabi and soy sauce, and it's just better than last night. Like, it doesn't taste oceany, it just tastes really good. So far everything has been really, really good. So that is, he said it was a rice cake or rice stick or something, and he said there's a sweet sauce on it. So they just brought us that, and they brought us this local fish they said would not be too salty and looks much better than the fish on a stick. It's absurdly good. It's sweet and crunchy and soy saucy. It's very good.
Is it better than the time I made dango?
Infinitely. You have to try this. I'm gonna taste this local fish. It just looks so good.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a black miso cod or something.
It's buttery somehow and perfectly salted. Oh my gosh, this is really, really, really good. So tonight we have a different fried item. It has come with a pepper and some lemon. Robert already ate one of his. What was it, Robert?
I think it's a cheesy onion ring.
Yeah, they called it fried onion. I'm going to taste it. This is definitely fried cheese. It's just a way better fried cheese than last night.
Some onion in it.
Yeah, but like the texture is fully cheese.
It's like an oniony cheese curd.
This is really good. I'm not complaining.
That could be a thing in the US.
So what do we have here, Robert?
We got shabu shabu beef, and I'm slowly, I guess, boiling it. I have sauces. Also, the flame's really high, so don't get your sleeves caught.
I have some as well with the same sauces. This is a sesame sauce. This might be a peanut sauce of some type. This looks really good. This has so far been a lot overall better for our Western palates than last night.
I was partial to the beef from last night.
Yeah, but I didn't have that for obvious reasons. Also, the fish has just been fresher tonight. I think there must be a certain day they get their fish and it's just super fresh tonight. Robert's feeling very subdued after the onsen day. Dessert tonight is only grapes. I'll admit it's a little disappointing after the amazing creme brulee from last night. But what I do love is that we have a very special grape eating fork. The grapes are very good. They're local to here. One thing I absolutely love about Japan, you don't eat anything with your hands. There's always a utensil for something, and I hate eating with my hands. So this pleases me greatly. This dinner was amazing. I personally liked it better than last night, and I'm excited about breakfast tomorrow. So Robert's laying on the floor again. I think he hot tubbed too hard. Are you okay if I show you, babe, or are you just embarrassed? So, what's going on, babe?
I hot tubbed too hard.
Do you still want to go into town tonight?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I'm worried about you. I'm always worried about you. It is 10 p.m. and we're both really tired. We didn't realize how much last night was truly a festival because the town was super lively last night. All the businesses were open super late, and tonight it was like so quiet. The only thing we did do, well, Robert did and I watched, was they have a couple of these things in town. They're shooting ranges. So it's like cork guns, and you pay a fee, and then they give you a fake gun with like a little bowl of corks, and you just like put the corks. They're air guns. That's what they are. They're air guns. You put the cork in. I think they're spring loaded. Yeah, so like then you put the cork in it, and then you just shoot these little figurines. And Robert played, and he won this strawberry chocolate. Obviously, I can't have it because it's strawberry, but he's excited to have it. It might be strawberry and bourbon. It says bourbon on here, so it's like a nice little chocolate. The lady was really nice. I don't think Robert got enough points to win it, but she just gave it to him. She was very, very nice. And then we just spent the rest of the evening just for about an hour. We just walked around the town in the dark and just talked and just enjoyed our last night here. We're both very tired, and honestly, it's probably good we didn't drink because we have a very early morning tomorrow. We are currently still in Shibu Onsen. It is about 6 in the morning. We have been up since 4:30. We both slept really lightly last night. I'm not sure why. Maybe because we slept so long the night before. I don't know. So we got up super early. We watched the sunrise to the extent that we could, near the mountains. And we've just been sort of walking around town, just kind of watching the town wake up. So we're just enjoying the town in the morning. We've been walking for about an hour, so I'm about to head back to the hotel. Oh, this town is so pretty in the morning. I love it. I'm gonna miss this mountain town for sure, but I am excited to be going somewhere new because we've kind of done everything we can do here. It's a bit of a sleepy town. It mostly just has the onsens and the monkey park. Just kind of excited to get moving onwards. I'm definitely gonna miss this town. It's so beautiful. There are little hot springs everywhere. The streets are just so quiet, and there's just a backdrop of mountains behind everything. It is certainly breathtaking. I'm glad we got to stay here. Just look at this view. I want to see what's next, but at the same time, I don't want to leave, even though we've pretty much done everything there is to do here. Just to be surrounded by the beauty of the world is just, so wonderful.